Hello, welcome again to the CI/CD tutorial using GitHub Actions. And in the previous video, we added a simple GitHub action job. And now we will add a CI to the existing code. Let's start here. What we will do is if you remember well, we stopped by this simple job, which was the name, and on the push it was just greeting to print out echo hello world. What we will do, we will now add a new job to which will run in parallel with the greeting job, and this job will compile a C++ code. Let's see if you on my terminal on the right, you can see my terminal. If I do ls, there is a file named scheme C++ code that would like to compile. In this tutorial, we are using event selection material, and this is using root. If maybe you don't know, root is just an open source framework written in C++, and which is used in high energy physics. And we need some compiler in order to make an executable here, which is the binary you see. What we'll do is open up the YML file, and then we will add a second job, which the name is build scheme, which will run on, let's use the default, the one we used before, the test, and then let's define steps. Okay, maybe we can give it a name. Let's call it build, and then let's add the commands, and then okay, we can use this one and compiler. Let's define this variable, which is root config, and this flag. Okay, now let's compile the code -g -o3. These are warning level we are adding here, extra, and we need also the w pedantic minus or executable, and the code to compile. You can see I have added a new job which runs on Ubuntu latest, and I just give it a name, build. We need this compiler, and then this will run the compilation. Okay, now what we can do, we can go ahead and check with locally. Now you can see that I have greeting, and I have also build scheme, my second, so the stage 0, they will start at the same time. It's parallel jobs by default. And okay, now maybe it's time we add the changes. Okay, git add work and main. Okay, let's commit with message add build scheme job. Okay, let's push origin and the name of the branch. Let's see here. Let's go to actions. We can see the changes we add. Now we have the two jobs that are running. So the first one already started, is done. Oh, this one failed. We can go see the details here. As you can see, or is the summary, the jobs, and then you can select which job you want to monitor. Now we can see that root config command are not found. That means in the runner we choose doesn't have root installed. Okay, let's go back to our tutorial page. So maybe we did things faster. Let's run locally first. We can do act, job, and the name of the job, which is build scheme. So we can see that we can reproduce the error. So we could have checked maybe before. But okay, now you can see that this is not known in this Docker image. So which means we need to find a proper image that has root on it. Okay, we have here a Docker image for root with a given version. If we can look here in details, you can find the project of this container. Docker, if we go to tags, we can see that there are different versions, as you can see here. But for now, let's just use this version 6.18.5. Okay, go back to the tutorial page. What we have to do is to tell our CI not to use the default Docker image, but use this root conda image. Okay, then open up GitHub Workflows main. And then just below the runs on one, we will add a container which is the following. Okay. Okay, so let's now try again. Act -g build scheme. We have another error. Let's try to understand what kind of error is that. So we are happy that our image was taken into account, but it seems it couldn't find this file, couldn't access this file. So we have to tell CI to check out this repository first. And how to do so? So let's go again to GitHub Workflow main. And then before we run, let's make another step. Then we call it checkout repository. Okay. And then there is this uses key word in GitHub Actions with some plugin that help you to check out your code. This is name The name is, if okay, I can remember, it's actions slash checkout v2. So you can see now, before we run the compilation, we have a step before that to first check out the repository to get all the files, especially the one we want to compile. Okay, let's go on and now rebuild. It failed again. Okay, let's again try to understand. We can see that the image is there, it's fine, and we have the where we run the checkout repository and successfully done. Then when we want to build, it says there is no such file. So this is some dependencies on root. We probably might forgotten some to include some flags. Okay, let's open up again and GitHub Workflows and main. This means that this compiler does not have the necessary flags. We have to include another flags. Okay, let's call it flags. Okay, and then if I remember correctly, this should be root config minus c flags and minus libs. And then we have to add at the end, let's just put it at the end, the new flags. So as you can see, now we have added another such like libraries and some C flags to make sure we have all the dependencies uh, loaded at the compilation time. Now we can again act the job, which is build scheme. Okay, we can see now the repository is checked out, and now the build steps is being performed. Oh, great, means we have succeeded to make it run. Remember, this is we did locally, but to concrete to make sure this is fine, let's add them to our remote repository. Just let's add the changes we made. Now we are happy. Then we can just let's make a commit with the message. Okay, so we add a new job. And then let's push git push minus u origin, the name of the branch, our working branch, which is add actions. So while this is pushing to our repository, so you can see that this tool can help us to save time instead of pushing every time and check the error. We can use act locally and figure out what it's missing and fix the issue before you send to your remote repository. So if we go back, we can see that the new job we add, it's running, the greeting already passed, and the building is at some step. Okay. Now there are something else I would like to discuss. So imagine now you instead of using this specific version of root, you would like to test against maybe the latest one, or to make sure it can your code pass the new version of root. We need to add a third job, which similar to the second one. The difference will be just the image. Okay, I guess this will be easy to set up, because what we need this job, and then but run it on using another container, right? Okay, let's go ahead and then add this new job. Okay. In the tutorial web page, it says let's call it scheme latest. Maybe also I can change the name here, like build latest. And now instead of using this version, let's try with the latest. Okay, so that's great. Okay, now we can try locally. Act, sorry, -g, which is build latest. Build scheme latest. Okay. You can see we requested to have the latest Docker image, and now it's building against latest. So in the next video, we're gonna learn how to do this efficiently, and hope meet you there. Thank you.